Inspiration.com.
One of my favorite horror movies is The Exorcist. And it took me a long time to get there. Not because I ever thought it was a bad movie, but because when I was younger, that movie scared the shit out of me. I couldn't watch it. Like, I recognized it as a great movie. I knew that it was just the acting, the direction, the screenplay, everything was incredible. But I couldn't watch it. I couldn't even see a picture of Linda Blair in a book that I had, a book about horror movies. There's like a full page picture of Linda Blair in makeup, and I would always like hold the pages together when I turned it because I couldn't look at it. It terrified me, haunted my dreams. When the movie was re-released when I was 20, I went to see it in the theater. I was on the phone with my girlfriend at the time all night long because I couldn't sleep. Exorcist 3, as I've gotten older, I think is an equal movie. I think that the William Peter Blatty, the version of Exorcist 3 that he delivered in the theater, is an excellent movie. I love it. I love it so much that I kind of wish George C. Scott was in the original Exorcist in that part. Those are two great horror movies. Highly recommend them. We're not here to talk about either one of them today. No. Today we're here to talk about Exorcist 2, The Heretic. Sorry. Oh, God. This movie's awful. This movie is one of the worst movies ever made. I hate this movie so much. This movie, I don't even know what to say about it. It's incoherent. It's horribly acted. The direction's terrible. Everything about this movie is wrong. Everything about this movie is wrong. So much so that, when I showed my girlfriend Exorcist 3 a couple years ago, she said, well, I've seen Exorcist 1, but shouldn't I see Exorcist 2? I said, no, never. You should never see it. I don't know why they called it Exorcist 3, because I really don't think that the third movie considers the second movie canon. And why would you? It's awful. Released a few years after The Exorcist, it brings Linda Blair back. She's kind of still possessed, but not really. There's something with an Inception-like dream machine. Richard Burton plays the older priest in this one, and he's trying to figure out what happened during the exorcism in the first movie. It's completely baffling and incoherent. If you really want a deep dive review that will also make you laugh, I really suggest checking out Red Letter Media's review of this. They reviewed it on one of their Halloween Best of the Worsts. Those are the guys you want making fun of it. All I can do is just stare in this camera and go, I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking when they made this movie, other than let's cash in. Who cares? It's called Exorcist, so people will go see it. There's something with James Earl Jones as a like an African desert priest fighting locusts, and of course they have to, in the first Exorcist movie, in the book they go more into it. in the movie she says, "I'm the devil." In the book, they go more into it that, no, she's a demon. And she actually says, "I'm the devil" in the book, but then later on says, "I want to clarify because some people might get really angry at me claiming to be that." So this is a lesser demon. This is somebody working for the devil, not the devil. And that demon's name is Pazuzu. And this is a real name of a real demon, but there's sometimes, the name just Pazuzu. It's laughable, it's silly, and that's something that Exorcist should never be. They get everything wrong. The movie's not scary at all. If anything, it'll make you angry just trying to follow along and figure out what's happening. This would be on my list of the worst movies ever made. I have a fairly short list of movies that I truly hate. A lot of times, you guys, my review will be, it's 2.5, or 3 stars. There's the 5-star movies, and but normally, why would I own that many half-star movies? And that's what I am giving this. This is a half-star movie. It's the lowest rating I have ever given in one of these videos. It's up there on my list of movies that make me mad. Alien vs. Predator Requiem, and a movie called Dan in Real Life. Those are my top, kind of tied, most hated movies. But Exorcist 2 is right under that. It's a cynical cash grab. It's poorly made, and it showed the disdain that studios have for their audience, where they say, just take the first movie, slap a 2 on it, and these idiots will go see it. Fortunately, they didn't. And by the time we got to Exorcist 3, 15 years had passed. They really should have called Exorcist 3 Exorcist Legion. I understand why Blatty wanted to just call it Legion, because that's what his novel was called, and because really his original script didn't have anything to do with exorcisms. The studio forced him to put that exorcism in at the end, which I've seen the original ending of that, where he just, spoiler alert, he just sort of walks into the room and shoots Brad Dwarf. George C. Scott does. Even though the exorcism doesn't make a lot of sense, I still think it's the better ending. And, there's the prequel movies. By movies, I mean the one movie that they made twice, and neither one of them is good. You want to watch something Exorcist related, 1 and 3. The prequels you can watch as sort of not very good horror movies, but they're not going to make you angry. Stellan Skarsgård is a good younger Father Merrin. Those movies are just kind of stupid. But Exorcist 2 is lazy. It's awful. It's a inconceivably bad movie. Half a star. Don't watch this movie. I wish I didn't own it. I bought it as a box set during a time where I felt like I had to be a completist. That phase of my life has kind of gone away now. I really wish I only had Exorcist 1 and 3. The only reason I keep these discs is because I don't want to have to replace a case, and I'm going to get a 2-disc case. I don't want to do any of that. It's just easier to leave it there and never, ever watch it.
The worlds. Sort of gave myself the challenge of, okay,